Go ahead, Becky.
Okay. I'll give you a little of the backstory. There was a problem with the lawsuit that was filed by the previous council. For whatever reason, he had not taken it to the magistrate to have the magistrate approve the foreclosure, which under state statute you're required to do. So when we took over the litigation, we did take it back. And I guess that's when opposing counsel got involved. But the history of this was that there was a lien against one piece of property, but they basically cross-pollinate over all properties that are owned by the violator or by the same people who own the property that's in violation. So they wanted to sell this other property. They brought it to the town council, and the town council said, well, for $50,000, we'll release this other property over here.
That brought it before the town manager. I don't think it ever came before the council.
It did. It did, I believe, because I think we found, okay, it says on December 9th, 2019, during public comment, Orlandini stated to the town council that Jesse Schmidt of White Sand Property intended to buy one of Orlandini's other homes, which was 1560 I Street, that was encumbered under the umbrella of the liens on the subject property, which is 80 Avenue East. And Jesse Schmidt also, this is from minutes, also indicated that he was buying this property and pledged to pay $50,000 towards the lien on the subject property. So he was buying 1560 I Street, and he agreed to pay $50,000 towards the lien on the other property for a release of the property that he was buying. So, and that was approved at that meeting.
So that was before you or I were.
Oh, I was going to say, because I don't
It was
remember
in 2019,
Yeah.
so that was before you or I. But
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
that's why I didn't remember.
And-
I didn't remember, yeah.
So that was for 1560, I get it, but there were still violations on
On
80?
80 Avenue East.
And that was also
Right.
bought by the same.
Just Evan.
And
the
then it
applicant.
was, and then he did buy that later, apparently. So, so from what we can tell, going back and looking at old minutes and everything, the $50,000 was paid, but it was paid to release a different piece of property from this. But the amount at issue now that we're in foreclosure is close to, well, it is exceeding $1 million at this point. So
And
we've
that
got a
ended as
pending
of-
foreclosure suit.
When did the till stop ringing? Let's put
The storm.
the storm.
Yeah. Yeah, it wiped out the violations then.
Madam Attorney, in an unrelated case, I don't want to put words in your mouth, you've had some concerns about how fines have been, for lack of a better term, adjudicated. Have you had a chance to analyze the $1 million of accrued fines in this particular instance?
Yes. There were two separate violations, and they were, and I don't remember if it was $250 a day or $150
I
a
think
day.
$250
It was $250, okay, which is perfectly legal under Florida law. And you can have two separate violations. And it's a matter of time. $250 a day adds up over a substantial period of time.
Are the concerns that you had in related but unrelated cases, or are they, in terms of how the fines accrued, similar, or is it?
No, it's, well, similar to the point that there were two different violations that were running concurrently. I know which one you're talking about, and in that one, I believe there were 7 different aspects of one violation that all had concurrent fines. And my reading of the statute, you can't do that. My reading of the statute, these were 2 different violations, separate and apart. So no, I think we're talking apples and oranges here.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just going to, I have a question. So these are 2 different violations that basically were ignored until we got to $1,189,950.
Well, if it hadn't been for Ian, it would be a lot higher. Because
Right, but
it
I'm
was
saying-
ignored until the storm, and the storm just wiped out the whole, the violations.
But what do you say?
How did that?
It wiped out the property, or wiped out, I guess it wiped out
No,
the
it didn't wipe out
property.
the property.
No?
Property's
What's going
there.
on now, because I actually brought it up to code whenever I bought it. There were some, he put some stair treads
You gotta come
on
up to the
it.
microphone.
Say your name, Jesse.
Jesse Schmidt.